Hi, I'm Claw, and I'm gonna tell you about my crazy work stories. So I work in fast food, which means these stories are gonna be, well, you know how fast food goes. They're gonna be good stories, okay? So I made this list. It's like, I made this list like multiple months ago. I don't even remember when I made this, but it's like 3 stories that I wanted to talk about at the time, and then funny story, I didn't record a commentary for like 4 months or whatever it was after that. Anyways, so the first one is titled Crazy Hat Lady, and obviously you need some context. Basically, there's like, excuse me ma'am, this was like a year and a half ago or a year ago. Why is the server dying right now? And the server's just actually having a heart attack. Anyways, Crazy Hat Lady. What a character. Basically, there was this old lady that always came through the drive-thru, and she always had crazy hats on. I mean, like, she was a regular, and she always managed to have a different kind of hat on. I don't even know how she did it. Okay, this lady just had like a collection of hats, and they weren't just like baseball caps or something. They were like, I don't even know what kind of hats these are. I'll find a picture and I'll put it on the screen. They were like, ow. I was like scratching my nose, so if that fireball actually did something, I had no chance of like block clutching or anything. What she would do is she would order like a cappuccino or something. She would order like these annoying drinks that you wouldn't go to like a fast food place for. Like go to a coffee shop or something if you want these drinks. Anyways, she would always order these, and what she would do is no matter who made them, she would always come inside and be like, you guys made this wrong. And then we would have to remake it, and then she would basically get a free drink out of it. So that was her whole scheme. She didn't think we were catching on, but we knew what she was doing. She would come in, say we made it wrong, and then she would go back to her car and she would have 2 cappuccinos or whatever it was. So, Pink, listen, there's really nothing exciting happening over here. Oh, you're running from green. The second one worked. Okay, don't come for me. Okay, he's not. Anyways, so that was her whole scheme. She would always order the same drink. I would be the one to make it, okay? And by that point, I was already working there for like 9 months or something. So I knew how to make this freaking drink, okay? And the manager would watch me make it. Like, we all knew what was going on. But there she would go. She would come inside. She would be like, you guys made this wrong. I want a remake. And then we would ask for the drink back, because that's usually what we do when we make remakes. We ask for it back so they aren't just getting free food. And then we like put it in the waste bucket, whatever. But she would not give this drink back. She would be like, I already threw it away, or it's in the car or something. So yeah, anyways, we couldn't really like be like, no, we aren't remaking it, because I don't know. That's not how it works, unfortunately. So then I would remake it the same exact way I made it, and then I would give it back to her. And she'd be like, oh, this is so much better, thank you. Whatever. So like I said, we knew what was going on. We were catching on to this, because this was a weekly thing. Like, she would come in 2-3 times a week to order this. And we knew her order by now. Like, if we saw it popped up on the screen, we would be like, make sure you make 2 of them, because she's just gonna ask for a remake. Oh, please don't do it. Please! I won that game, but like the recording messed up. You know what I'm saying, So, anyways, she would come in, and we would be like, make sure you make 2 drinks, because we already know what she's gonna do. So when you have a regular that always comes in, you start to recognize them, obviously, but they also start to recognize you. And I was that lucky person to be recognized by Crazy Hat Lady. She always knew that I was the one making her drinks, and she always knew that I was, quote, the one that always, Is that a strat now? Like, I haven't played Bedwars in a week. Like, is that what people are doing now? They build up with sponge and they fireball jump because, you know what? Maybe it's a strat. I don't know. What would I know? Anyways, so she started. I saw that, bro. You know what? No one saw that. No one mentioned that, okay? We didn't see anything. What does he do now? He doesn't have a fireball. His whole, like, strat is just spoiled. Okay. If you're watching this, don't do that, because that's very annoying, and if that actually becomes a thing, there's no counter to it, basically. So please don't do that. Anyways, so she was recognizing me, and she would come inside, and our place has been renovated since then, but how it used to be is the machine that we used to make those drinks was right by front counter. So she would just like stand there and stare at me and watch me make this drink. And one time, actually multiple times, but this time, I was laughing. Like I was smirking, you know, I was doing a little smirk. I was laughing because she was like, "This is made wrong." And I was like, "Okay." And I went to remake it and she was just watching me remake it. And I was just laughing. And she's like, "You young lady." And she like pointed her finger at me and I was like, yeah. And she was like, "I don't know what's so funny." And she like was getting on me because I was laughing at her. Because, I mean, crazy hat lady, what's not to laugh about? Okay, that could have been bad. That's why you get a trap, guys. That's why you get a trap. I'm gonna do it again, probably. Oh. How did they both do that? They like, show me their plan with the fireballs, and then they managed to mess it up somehow. And fireballs are doing that today. She was like, "I don't know what's so funny, young lady." And I was just like, nothing. And then the manager walks over because she already knows what's up. And the manager was just like, "I'll remake the drink for you, sweetheart." And I jumped even though I still had a trap. I'm very smart. Woo! I don't know. Did I get it? No way. No way, bro. Why does it do that? It's like, hey, you broke the bed. Then it's like, JK, you didn't. Like, that's so lame. Anyway, so the manager remade the drink because this lady was having some beef with me because I was giggling, okay? And then ever since then, that lady hated me just because I was laughing while making her drink correctly, the same way I always make it. Okay. Break this time. Thank you kindly, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See if I can't get away with a diamond to get a trap. Anyway, so that went on for like 2-3 months maybe. Like this lady was always coming in because she knows that she could get away with it, whatever. So then, out of nowhere, she just like stopped showing up. And we were like, oh my gosh, crazy hat lady is gone. Like, it was so funny. Every time that order popped on the screen, we just all groaned and we were like, crazy hat lady's back. But then I won. Then she stopped showing up. And now, like, a year later, she started showing up again. But she, like, is nice to me. Like, it's scary. It's scary how nice she is to me because she's like, "Hi, how are you? Have a good day." I'm not gonna read that name. But she's like, "Hi, how are you? Have a good day." And I'm like, and she doesn't order that anymore. She just orders like an iced coffee now. So I don't know what humbled this lady or if she's like planning to like murder me, but I'm scared. So the next story is called The Smoothie. And let me set the scene, okay? This was also like a year ago or something. It was 9 o'clock at night, okay? I was already working for like 7 hours and I was tired, okay? And, you know, things were moving kind of slow because not that many people, well, today they kind of do, but not that many people at that time worked that late. My schedule was 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So most people then worked till like 8. And then 9 and 10, we were kind of like alone, if that makes sense. So this lady comes in at like 9:30, something like that. And, you know, she orders her food, whatever. She's waiting in the lobby. This wasn't drive-thru this time. This was the lobby. So she's waiting for her food. It's kind of taking a while. She's getting a little angry, but I'm like, okay, it's probably fine. You know, she had her son with her, first of all. So I was like, okay, nothing's probably gonna go down. Like, she can get mad about her food, whatever, but her son is with her. She's not gonna embarrass her son, right? A mother wouldn't do that. Not foreshadowing at all, by the way. So she's getting a little upset about her food, whatever. Valid, you know, if your food's taking a while, get upset about it, whatever. But thing is, it was 9 o'clock at night. There weren't many of us working. We were all tired. We were doing our best, okay? And it was like a big order. So you gotta have some patience if you're ordering that much food when we barely have any people working. You know what I mean? Anyways. But let's just take her side for now. So she's mad. Her food's taking a while. Fair. So she's like, can I have a smoothie for the wait? And I was the one on front. So I was like, yeah, sure. I'll make you a smoothie. You know, free of charge, by the way. So this was still before I was renovated, so she was watching me make the smoothie, and, you know, I made it for her, you know, nice me. I didn't have to do that, first of all. I did not have to make this lady a smoothie, but I did it. It's like giving a baby a bottle, you know? You give the lady the smoothie, she shuts up, whatever. And she did shut up. She was like, thank you, and then she just went back to waiting for her food, whatever. We finally got the food done, okay? And my manager hands it to her, but here's the problem. My manager handed it to her with an attitude. She was like, here you go, have a nice night, in like the most sarcastic way possible. And I was like, no, why'd you have to do that? Because that set this lady off, okay? This lady, the smoothie wasn't working anymore, guys. So my manager and this lady started arguing, and we are both out of blocks. So, oops. Yeah, me too. Me too, man. Out of blocks. Yeah, you got this. Yep, just come a little closer, please. Thanks. Okay. So they were arguing, and I was like, oh great, here we go. My manager just had to do this. Which, completely my manager's fault, by the way. I am not sticking up for my manager whatsoever. This is all her fault. Still mad at her for this because, well, you'll see why in a second. So they were arguing, and then my manager, as the responsible adult she is, she decided to walk away. Which, you know what? Sometimes it's good to walk away from situations like this, right? But not when it's little old me up there, all alone, okay? Awkward. She left me up there with this lady all alone, and as soon as she walked away, I was like, oh great, I already know what's about to happen. It was me and like one other person up there, but the other person was in window, so they weren't even on front counter. So I was left up there literally alone with this lady, and this lady, you know, started taking it out on me, whatever. So it's just me and this lady. She's screaming at me, you know. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, my manager, she's just having a bad day, whatever. So this lady, she's not gonna let that happen, you know what I mean? Her son is just like, can we just go? Like, we got the food, just go. Like, honestly, valid. Listen to your son, ma'am. You got the food. You can leave. We don't need to make this a big deal. But she was like, no, she's not gonna treat me like that. I'm not trying to sound like my manager said something bad. She literally just said, have a nice night in a sarcastic tone. She was like, no, I can't just leave here. So what she does is she takes this half-drinking smoothie that I gave her. But like the irony of this, beautiful. Put it in a Shakespeare book. See if I care. So she takes this half-drinking smoothie that I made her, and she tosses it at me. And it wasn't just like a here, catch. It was like a boom. Like, kind of rude if you ask me. She threw the smoothie out. It didn't hit me. If it did hit me, I would have clocked out and done some things. But it didn't hit me. It hit the fridge right next to me, and like, you know what? The cup bust open, splashed on me, whatever. Like, call the cops. But yeah, she threw the smoothie at me, and that lady moved so quick. She was out of there, and her son out of there. They scrammed. And then I screamed for the manager because I'm like, this lady just threw this at me. And then she comes out here and she's like, did she leave? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, okay. But I'm like, she just threw this at me because of you. So the irony, see, I made the smoothie, she threw it at me. You know, I kind of did this to myself in a way. Whatever. Okay, but that was the only time I had something thrown at me. Actually, I've had like stuff thrown at the window, but the window was closed, you know. So It wasn't really at me. But anyways, guess who had to clean up that mess? Me. I did. I had to clean it up. But yeah, I got a smoothie thrown at me. And it was a smoothie I made. But it wasn't my fault, okay? I don't think it was my fault anyway. Oh, White, don't be doing that. Don't be doing any of that, man. Honestly, this is fine. Now I don't gotta go looking for you. You know what I mean? You can just come on over. Oopsies. Open my own bed. Where'd this guy go? Oh. Oh, he invised. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Hey, man. Oh, Full House. That's a great show, guys. See, back in my day, Full House was the show. Okay. GG's. What they say? Question mark, question mark. GG. Yeah, good fight. Okay, I should probably note something. At the end of the last video, if you go to the outro, I hit this star. And I said that I would, what did I say? I think I was like, I assure you I will get out of this star as soon as possible. Because, you know, obvious reasons. I'd like to formally apologize because I had not touched Bedwars since I recorded that. Which means I was a star for like 5 days. And honestly, somehow I am still this star. So I'm very sorry. But it will end in the next video. I will not be the star. Oh wait, I'm about to record right after this. In the next video, I will get out of this star. Okay, I apologize. It just happened that way. I apologize for lying to you. Okay, you know what? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stories. They're very weird. That's yeah. Anyways, subscribe, like, comment. Bye. Goodbye.